Hour with Tanya, media's #1 big sister.
Well, not recently, but left from a relationship, and it's been over a year now, and we still talk every now and then. But my question to you: can anybody really change, or should you should accept them for who they are and love them for who they are? I think I just answered my question, but
Well, you know,
yeah.
and you know what, and I spoke about that inside my book that I wrote. So if you haven't gotten my book, make sure you see on the sidelines the area to opt in. Make sure you sign up for that. You're going to get an email afterwards. You just need to click in to the email to confirm your subscription, and then you'll get the book sent right over to you. Okay, so to answer your question, this is that's a very interesting question, and I'll say this, right? Let me ask you this. I'm going to ask you a question, and you tell me the answer, okay? All right. Let's say there's a person who is happy-go-lucky, right? Happy-go-lucky. They love going jogging at night, and let's say one night they go jogging and someone hits them over the head with something and robs them, right? Do you think that that person may change the way they do things?
Probably so.
Okay, most likely, right? Do you think they're going to go out there happy-go-lucky, running in the middle of the night again? Or a person who goes out into the sea and their leg gets bit off by a shark, do you think that they may change and have a different opinion of sharks and do things a little bit differently when they enter the ocean? Most likely. So my answer to you is, it's very easy for us to think of negative situations affecting a person's life and causing them to change. But when it comes to positive things, you know, sometimes we think that it's impossible for people to change. The key here is that people have to want to change. They have to want to have something different, and they have to actively participate in that. There are sometimes, just like with a traumatic event, there are some events that are so eye-opening and so mind revealing, that, or such life revelating, that they change. So yeah, there are times that people can change, but you know, there needs to be demonstration of the change, consistent demonstration of the change, and a conversation about what this person did and what was it that had this person change. And then, you know, it may waver as the person tries to stay in that change. It may waver, but there are some things that happen that are so grand that after that event, after that knowledge, after waking up, their life is different. So yeah, so people can change. People can change.
Okay. Could it be like if it's trust issues that caused them to change, because so many people before were not trustworthy? So
I'm sorry, are you talking
I guess
about your
that,
ex-girlfriend?
yes.
So there were some people that she dated before that were not trustworthy. See,
Yes.
there's a lot going on when two people attract each other to one another. You know, that's when you really have to look at both people and what it was that each person did to attract that person into their lives. So if there's a person who has some trust issues, and did they work on the trust issues? Trust is one of those things that has to develop over time, but why that person had the trust issues? You know, did they go into the root cause, or did they just say, oh, I'm changed? You know, did they go into the root cause for why they had those issues in the first place?
Yeah, I think that's part of it, and we spoke about that while we was in a relationship. And I'm a type of person. I went one time, and I had a relationship where I didn't trust that person, and that was the worst feeling ever. And after that, I said I would never feel like that ever again. So anybody that I well, dealt with after that, I trust them um, everything till they show me otherwise. With her, it's the opposite. It's like she says, trust is earned and all that. So, but it was hard for her to trust. She was
Okay.
very, I mean, going things that I saw on TV and we heard about.
Yeah, well, you
I
know
went
what?
through.
Listen, life, there's nobody else. When you start talking about relationship, there's nobody else. This young lady is a figment. She's a reflection of something going on inside of you. And so, do you think that it's like, don't you think it's coincidental that you also had trust issues at one time, and then now you get into a relationship with a person who had trust issues? So I think that you have to get to the root cause of why it is that you had the trust issues to begin with, and then see whether or not that's healed, and then see what's that and what it is that you're attracting, and see how many people, see where your patterns lie. See where your patterns lie. Okay?
Okay.
Have you dated another person with trust issues besides her? Was she the only one?
The only one.
Yeah, and then what's been going on in the past year that you haven't dated anyone?
Well, is I see that I know what I'm looking for. So until I see that, I'm not gonna get into a committed relationship. So I date, but until I meet that person that's going to, I guess, be that person in my life that I'm looking for. So and I think my mistake is that I always express what I'm looking for, and the person try to be that, and you can't be what you're not. So I think I have to just learn to just let things play out. So it's to let that person be who they are.
Okay.
Because
Look at the patterns, okay? Take a look
yeah,
at
that's the bad pattern that I have. I see that. Like I
I'm
talk
talking
and then
about the pattern of attracting people who pretend to be something that they're not. That's the pattern. You're attracting people, you're attracting women who pretend. Who pretend as if they're something that they're not. Why? Why? What
I
is it?
think
What is it? What is it
I
about your
think
vibration that is drawing these people in?
something. I think I divulge too much. I'm so open, and I think they see like
You know
that
what?
I'm
You
a
know
single.
what? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm going to let you talk, but I'm going to say something after you finish.
Okay. I guess I ask myself the same thing, but then I just think that I divulge too much, and I think that they see that I'm I guess a nice person, and they could see themselves with um, being with me, and I see that's what I don't know. That's why I get out of it.
Okay. You know, my I have some intuition, right? You know that, right?
Okay. All right.
Okay, you want me to tell you what it is that I'm feeling?
Please do.
Okay. I'm getting the feeling that you're not that open. I'm getting the feeling that you're not really I'm getting the feeling that I'm getting the feeling that you come in to relationships with a sort of defense mechanism up. A defense mechanism to protect yourself from something. What? I don't know. But I get the feeling that that you think that you're an open person for whatever reason it is that you think that. I don't know. But I'm getting the feeling that the parts of you that are really closed off, and that you let people know what it is that you think they want to hear, and then it turns into this vicious cycle where you're really keeping the truth hidden. You're putting a certain something out there, and then this person is pretending to be that when that was just deflection to begin with. That's what I'm getting.
I don't think I hide anything. I'm very open. Like I said, maybe too open, and things happen. I think things, the relationships, they progress so quickly because I mean, I guess I talk when I meet someone I like talking to them a lot. I like spending time with them, and I don't know if it's like some of the women I meet, and they're not used to that, you know. So I don't know. I think that's what it is.
I think you need to take another look inside yourself, brother. I think you need to take another look.
Really?
I think you need to take another look. And I think you need to take a look at the compulsion to divulge this that you claim it is that you're looking for in this other person. Because I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to keep it to myself.
No, no. Go ahead. Be
No,
open. I'm
no,
ready.
no,
I
no.
called, so I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you just to say what you're feeling.
Okay, well, you know what? I, you know what? They, I, I'm gonna keep it to myself.
Why?
Well,
You should
because
just say it.
well, because I think
I,
because I think that I think you need to take a few more moments, because you know what, it's so easy for us to sit back and think about all of the things that we do that other people do back to. No, it's so easy for us to sit and think about all of the things that other people do to us in our relationships, and all of the. Oh, you ever, you know what? As a matter of fact, the one thing that just came to my mind was, you know how in resume, or no, interviewing classes, they tell you, oh, when they ask you what are some of your flaws and weaknesses, and then you go and you say, my flaw is that I'm just too honest. Does anything like that sound familiar? This is the exact same thing that you're saying right now. You're saying that you go into these relationships and you're just too honest. But you know what? But there's something that matters. Something is wrong. Something is wrong because you're constantly attracting manipulative women who are lying to you about who it is that they really are. They lie with their actions. And so why is it that you are constantly vibrationally attracting these women into your lives? And then you know what? I'm going to cut all intuition. I'm not even going to speak from an intuitive point of view, because I know what it is that my intuition is picking up on, and I'm going to push that aside, and let's just talk about things that anybody can pick up on. Okay?
okay.
So you call into the show, right? And the initial thing that you called into the show to talk about was all these other people and what everybody else is doing and saying, and what's happening in all these other people's relationship. But not but then you toss you toss the gaze off of yourself by saying, no, that's not something that these are just my friends that I'm talking to this about. And then I say, okay, well then let's talk about an issue happening inside of you. And the very first thing that you start doing is you start talking. You mention something about your ex-girlfriend, and then you start speaking in hypotheticals again. You know, a person who is really as open as you say that they are, they're ready to be open. They don't speak in hypotheticals, and they don't deflect to other people. They come in open. They come in as a book. So which one is it? Are you really this open book, or is it that you're just too damaged now, that when you get on now that you've gotten on the phone with me, now you're putting up barriers to really being able to get in there and get into what's really going on?
Okay. I think it's two different things that we was talking about. One was just me trying to figure out the mindset of women in the society of where, you know, women are out working more, and the role has changed a bit. I was wanted to get into that conversation, but then when you said that this is just a general topic, and you asked for me to you wanted to talk about something more
I was
personal.
on the fall.
Um,
I understand because I was sitting here right with you when you were talking, and I had to even clarify with you when you started talking about people who may have, I mean, being really vague. You know what? It's not like you called in. It's not like when I asked you to speak about your ex-girlfriend. It's not like you said, well, you know, Tanya, my ex had been hurt a lot, et cetera, et cetera. After you had mentioned whether or not people can change, right? You then switched it into people who may have been cheated on a whole bunch, and then I didn't know if you were talking about her, talking about yourself, talking about people in society again.
oh,
so
okay.
so
No, no,
you
sorry.
so you so you so you switched back to talking in general, and then here we go. And then on the other hand, you're like, wow, I'm just too open. I just
no, okay.
I
Okay,
say
maybe
I
I could.
say too much.
No, it's okay. Let me just clarify it then.
It's
Yes,
no,
I was talking about. Let me clarify it.
there's no need for
Let me
you to
clarify.
clarify. There's no need for
No,
you.
because
You getting loud with me now, brother? What's going on?
no,
You getting brolic now? What's up? What's happening? What's going on
no,
now, son? What's up, son? What's up,
I'm trying
son?
to clarify it, but you won't let me finish.
Well, oh, you getting aggressive with me? What's happening now?
No.
Okay.
No.
You are you
All right.
upset that I won't allow you to be
No.
as open as you say you want to be?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna be open right now.
Oh,
What I
look
said
how
to you.
long that took. We've
No.
been on the phone for 30 minutes. Now we just getting to some openness.
No, but you're gonna. All right. What I was talking about, the person that was cheated on was my ex, and she had trust issues. So I'm clarifying that.
I understand. You know,
So that's
Roman, we have to take the next phone call. We have to take the
Okay.
next phone call. But you know what? I would love to be able to talk with you again. I'd love for you to take some time to really think about how open you really are, how open you may not really be. Sometimes the hardest person to see is ourselves, and sometimes the impression that we have of ourselves is a little different than the impression that other people get or have, or what is really going on. You know, we have to, you have to take some time to think about what is with this compulsion to start telling people, reading off some list or coming in, telling people who it is that you want them to be or expect them to be. And then when these people try to rise to be that, then, you know, I see a theme. And the theme is about people changing, people pretending to be something that they're not, or whether or not people can really be what it is that they said that they were or were not, etc. So I think you got to take some time to look into that. Okay, brother? Thank you so much for calling in.
All right. Thank you.
Okay,
Advice
bye-bye.
Hour with Tanya, media's #1 big sister.